MLB The Show 23 is in Season 6, which means every single card in the game is available, so I'm here to help you guys figure out who's going to be playing at what position. Today we're looking at first baseman, and we are taking every single card that can play first base in the game, and I am giving you the 10 best with some honorable mentions. A couple of disclaimers before we get into it. These are all my opinion, so do not yell at me. Do not come at me with pitchforks. Just tell me who you guys like and why they should have been in the top 10. Also, keep in mind for infield, I'm only using one guy at each position. So if they can play first, third, second, short, wherever, I'm putting them at the position I think is best for them. So you're not going to see somebody like Ellie De La Cruz at number 1 at third and number 1 at short and number 1 at second, because I think he's probably best as a shortstop. So only be on one of those lists. We're talking first baseman today. Let's get into the honorable mentions. Let's start out with the honorable mentions. 99 Justin Moore. No, he has a home run derby card. This was a diamond duo, if I'm not mistaken. He only plays first, so it's first or DH for Justin, and that is it. I just think this Moore no is really nice. He's been in the game for 2 years now, and he's never had a card this good and this usable, especially when he came out. He's a durability team guy too, so he pretty much gets max contact on the durability team. Definitely a good lefty to keep around for that. And he's a great honorable mention for this list. Another honorable is 99 Adam Dunn Retro Finest. We've never gotten a Dunn this good. You can play the outfield. Don't. He's first base, DH, or bust. And realistically, this card is meant for All-Star. If you're using him on Hall of Fame or Legend, he's going to be a little bit tough with that 69 vision. Nice, but not nice for those difficulties. But the hitting stats are just unreal. Really good swing, too. If you guys have used him in BR, you know how much Adam Dunn's smack, no matter what the stats are. Now that he has good stats, this card's great. He could be a really fun option for you to be just throwing out there in ranked. Our first right-handed first baseman honorable mention is Yandy Diaz. I never would have expected a Yandy to make this list, but max contact versus both sides, max power versus left, max clutch. He's a pretty decent swing as well. It's not world beating, but it's a good one. He's a little fast for a first baseman. He plays a decent first base as well in terms of defense, and he's a free card you'll get in the Team Affinity collection. So if you're working on Team Affinity, that's good. He has a couple of quirks as well. He's a fun little card to try out as an honorable mention. The last honorable mention is going to be this home run derby, Miguel Sano. I mean, I never expected to see a Sano this good. This card probably has an argument to be in the top 10, but first base is such a stacked position that I think he's on the outside looking in. He might be the first one left off, him or Morneau, whichever handedness you're looking for specifically. Pretty much max power, pretty much max clutch, really good contact. Miguel Sano's swing is really good. He's a third base primary who I think should be playing first or DH if you're going to be using him. And so he's an honorable mention. Let's start off this list right. 99 Nicholas Castellanos. Somebody call your loved ones. They might be in danger. There's two Nick Castellanos in this game. This one has better contact and max clutch with but less power. His best position, in my opinion, is first base. And he's one of the faster first basemen too at 71 speed, so that's definitely a plus. He also has a postseason card with way more power. So whichever version of Castellanos you prefer is the one for you. This one's only 10K, takes no grinding at all, which is partially why he's on the list. I mean, he's so affordable. Castellanos has a great swing. Maxed out contact is something you love to see. Just, I think first base, you want a little bit more power. So he's going to be number 10 on this list. At number 9 is Miguel Cabrera. He got a SIG Series card. He is retiring this season, so this is the last time we're able to ever use a Miguel Cabrera until they bring him back as a legend. This card's honestly just awesome. I just don't like, personally, Miguel Cabrera swings. Otherwise, you would see a card with these types of stats be way higher on the list. If this was any other position with a different swing, he'd probably be in the top 1 to 3, but he's not my favorite swing in the game. I do recognize that this card is fantastic stats, so he has to make the list. I think first is his best spot because the defense is very good over there despite the speed being low. No more quirks, though, because he's been not the best player in the league his last couple of seasons. That doesn't take away from how well this card is statted, and he is number 9. At number 8, we have one of the hot takes of the video, I think. Carlos Delgado, his Race to 98 series card. Unbelievable card in terms of the stats. His swing is unbelievable as well. He's maxed out pretty much versus righties. The contact's maxed out versus left, just 100 power versus left. That's plenty. The reason I say this is debatable is because a lot of people might want this card to be a catcher. I just don't like him behind the plate. I've always felt like Delgado cards get really bad animations behind the plate, like worse than the stats would show. This card's awesome. He does have quirks also, not a whole lot of them, but it's a really good swing. It's a fun card, and he has a great bat flip. He's number 8. At number 7, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I'm not really sure which one is better, this or his finest. I'm just going to say it's this one because the contact is still very high, plus the maxed out clutch. His old home run derby card, to me, was better, but this card is still unbelievable. 125 power versus both, max clutch again, high contact. He's not very fast. He's not going to play a great first base. He'll be fine over there at first base. You're here for the raw power of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. One of the better right-handed swings in the game, especially out of a first baseman that's right-handed. I feel like a lot of first basemen in this game that are righties aren't great swing-wise. He's definitely one of the better ones. He only has a couple of quirks because, again, he hasn't been great the last couple of years. But he was awesome in this home run derby. He earned another 99. And to me, he's number 6. Next up at number 6, we have 99 finest Freddie Freeman, the best Freddie Freeman we have ever gotten. It's not even really close, and people have loved Freddie's in this past, despite his low power on most of his cards or his weird splits versus lefties. This one has great splits versus lefties. In fact, he's even better with the max contact and 115 power. That's his better side, max clutch as well. He's really good because his defense is great. He gets the arm accuracy team, which is cool. His durability team, which is cool. 86 stealing is kind of elite out of a first baseman. It's probably in the top 5 or 6 in terms of stealing stats from a first base card. Freddie's swing is really good. He has a lot of quirks because he's been really good the last couple of years. And if I'm not mistaken, this card is free in Team Affinity, so a little bit of grinding gets you this card for free. It's not as much as, say, some of the collection cards later in this list. This is probably the best in terms of one of the better options, but you don't have to spend a lot or grind a lot for him. To me, he's the 6th best, and I think he's a little bit better than Delgado. Coming in at number 5, the one and only switch hitter on this list, which is pretty impressive because if you guys know me, I love me a switch hitter. Anthony Santander, 99 playoff card. He had a home run in their playoff run, and this was I want to say an event card, so he's a decent bit expensive. So if you guys are looking for a cheap option, this isn't for you. But you want a switch hitter, play the forever event, get up to however many wins you need for him. His best position, without a doubt, is going to be first base. Santander is a fantastic, I mean really good switch hitting swing. He's never gotten a 99 like this either. The clutch is high enough where you put him in the middle of the lineup, and it's going to be just A-okay. I really like this Santander. He only has a couple of quirks, nothing too crazy, but one of the better swings. He's a switch hitter, and the stats hold up to a lot of the other cards we've discussed earlier. So for those reasons, he's number 5. At number 4, we have finest Bryce Harper, full-time first baseman. Now, he does play the outfield as secondaries on this card, and he plays them pretty well. So you bet he'll be on those outfield lists at some point. I think he's one of the best lefty first basemen. Swing, unbelievable. The stats, unbelievable. At P5, he's 120 in every single hitting stat besides vision. It's crazy, though, because for a card statted this well, for the swing that Bryce Harper has, for him to be number 4 means that just the other guys are so crazy statted that he has to be down here. I will say part of the reason, though, his price, again, 260,000 to 300,000 stubs is not cheap. I know a lot of people have stubs just looming around, but if you don't have those, don't worry about Bryce too much. He is fantastic. He's number 4. At number 3, just when you thought we were done seeing good new Cody Bellingers, he has a great season as a Cub this year. 99 finest Cody Bellinger as a Cub. Center field primary card. He plays the whole outfield, obviously. He also plays first base, as Cody Bellinger does. Pretty much maxed out contact, maxed out power versus left, 115 versus right, maxed out clutch, really good vision. This card plays on every single legend, or every single difficulty, including legend. 92 fielding, 99 arm, 81 speed, 74 stealing. This is a 5-tool first baseman. If you want a team that maximizes speed and defense, you're going to want Cody probably at first base. First is probably best if you want to maximize. He doesn't have any quirks besides day player, which definitely sucks. That's just from him not being the best the last couple of years. It really doesn't matter, though, because he's pretty much maxed out at P5 in terms of hitting, and he has a swing like butter. If you've used them, you guys know there's the old player of the month. Mwah. old player of the months and old Cody Bellinger's finest cards always went hard. And this one's pretty easily the best in terms of the stats that he's ever gotten. It's a collection reward for Team Affinity, so he takes a long time to get. But if you do have him, he should probably just be starting. He's number 3. At number 2, we have 50 home run club Jimmy Fox. Plays first. He also catches. He's a really good catcher. Kind of the same predicament that you get with Delgado. But Jimmy Fox is the singular best right-handed first baseman in the game. 125 versus righty, so he has inverse splits. 112, 125 versus lefties with maxed out clutch. He has pretty good vision as well. The fielding's actually pretty nice, and 70 speed for Jimmy Fox. He's usually around a 50 speed guy, so they bumped it up. He has 9 active quirks in terms of hitting. Jimmy Fox should probably be starting for most people's teams. I'm sure he's not because there's so many options in this game, but if you have Jimmy Fox from the set 4 collection, figure out a way to put him in if you haven't used him. He's fantastic. He's number 2. And if you guys know me, you know how I feel about the day 1 cards. Babe Ruth set 1, 700 home run club Babe Ruth, maxed out in everything besides vision. He's 106, which is still really solid. The fielding is okay. 70 or 58 speed is pretty good over there at first base. And again, he's maxed out. There's no I wish he was better at this or that. He is completely maxed out in most of the hitting stats that matter. He has a trillion quirks as well. It's a Babe Ruth card. Most people love Babe Ruths to begin with. I've been a hater on Babe Ruth cards in years past. I wish I could lie to you and say I wasn't. I've been a hater. This card right here converted me. I P5'd him. Again, I hated Babe Ruth in the past, and I P5'd this Babe Ruth. He is the best first baseman in the game. I don't think it's particularly close either. I think you could throw in some of the other guys I've said behind him, but if you have Babe Ruth and you're not sick of using them yet, just throw him at first. Enjoy your day. And there you guys have it. The best first baseman in the game. Again, there's a lot of cards that play first base. It's one of the more loaded positions every single year. I do think this year some other positions will argue that they are more loaded, and you guys will see those in those other videos, which if you haven't checked out, make sure you click my channel. Check out my other end of year MLB The Show 23 tier list down below, and let me know who your favorite first baseman is and your favorite cards in the game in general. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.